This is video 5, creating a new record on the backend platform of the EMM Survey Registry. The aim of this video is to explain how to contribute metadata for a survey to the EMM Survey Registry by creating a record via the backend platform. Before showing you how to create a new record on the backend platform, I'd like to emphasize the following. First, if it's your first time creating a new record, it's important that you read and understand the conditions of use of the EMM Survey Registry and its metadata, as well as the user guide explaining how to properly use the backend platform to contribute metadata. Second, whenever you're creating a new record, even if this isn't your first time, it's imperative that you keep handy the user guide for the backend platform, as this will help you efficiently and properly contribute metadata each time. Third, before you start contributing metadata for a survey, you need to understand and follow the rules for setting up and creating records as described in Table 1 of the user guide for the backend platform. This is because not all surveys can be captured by a single record. In other words, certain surveys, like for instance longitudinal surveys, require multiple records to be created. As the rules for setting up and creating records is not always easy to understand, especially on the first go, you should feel free to email the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry at shock.project@sciencespo.fr with any questions you might have. Now that I've addressed those points, let's take a look at how to actually create a new record via the backend platform. The first step will be to log into the backend platform using your issued account. Once logged in, you'll need to go to Surveys, which is found on the left-hand side of the welcome page of the backend platform. After clicking on Surveys, you should be directed to a new page called Surveys. On this new page, you'll see at the top quick stats about the surveys already documented on the EMM Survey Registry. Below these quick stats, you should see a list of all the records that have been created for the documented surveys. As a note, if you want to learn more about how to consult the records in this list, you can read Section 7 of the user guide for the backend platform and or watch video 4, viewing the records for the surveys via the backend platform of the EMM Survey Registry. For creating a new record, you will have 2 different options, where each option has actually been designed for a specific use case. For the purposes of this video, I'll walk through the first option in detail first, and then discuss the second option. So the first option is to create a new record by filling out a blank form. This option is best suited for a survey not yet documented on the EMM Survey Registry. For example, this could be a single cross-sectional survey conducted in a single country that has just finished its fieldwork. To access the blank form, all you need to do is click on the Create Survey button here on the upper right-hand side. After you click on the Create Survey button, you'll be directed to a new page called Create Survey. This page in its entirety is the blank form that you'll need to fill out to create a record for your survey. This form is set up so that at the very top you see the status of the record. Since this is a blank form and you're filling it out for the first time, the status is auto set to draft. Below the status information, you'll see that all the variables that you need to fill out responses or metadata for are found on the left-hand side. You should note that next to a number of variables, you'll see a small red asterisk. Such variables are those that have been deemed essential, meaning that a response other than don't know, information not available, or not applicable should be provided whenever possible. Next to each variable, you'll see that you're provided with a field which you need to actually use to fill out your response. In this form, there are essentially 4 types of fields: drop-down menu, open text, buttons only, and open text plus buttons. Also for each field, a short help text has been provided to remind you of how to correctly fill it out. More detailed instructions on how to fill out a field can be found in Table 3, Coding Instructions for Variables Included in the Online Form, in the user guide for the backend platform. As you'll also see, the form is quite extensive and comprehensive. In fact, there are over 200 variables that are then organized into 11 different sections. This means that it will take you some time to properly and fully fill out the form. And since the current version of the form does not auto-save, it's imperative that you save your work at least every section. To save your work, you'll need to scroll to the very bottom of the form and click on the Create Survey or Create and Add Another button. These two buttons operate in the same way in that they instantly save whatever you have inputted into the form. However, Create and Add Another has an added feature in that it allows you to save your work for the record you've just started working on, and then immediately access another new blank form in case you want to set up and create another new record. It's also important to mention here that if you're facing any technical issues in saving your work or filling out the form, you should email the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry at shock.project@sanspo.fr, as they'll be able to provide you with some support. So to give you an idea of what it's actually like to fill out this form, I'll go ahead and fill out some of the fields with some metadata for a fictitious survey, let's call it EMM Survey 2021, which happens to have been conducted in France. I'll also go ahead and save what I've just inputted by clicking on Create Survey. Once you click on Create Survey, you'll see that you'll be directed to a new page, Survey Details, which summarizes the metadata you've just inputted and saved. And regardless of whether you click on Create Survey or Create and Add Another, the following things will apply. First, your record will be auto-assigned a unique ID, like this one here. Second, you'll automatically be recognized as the creator of your record and be granted editing rights to it. You'll know if you have editing rights to the record if you see a pen and paper icon displayed like this one. Third, you'll need to reopen your record to finish filling out the form. To do this, you need to find and click on the pen and paper icon. Using the view we have now, this would be done like so. In clicking the pen and paper icon, as we can see, it redirects you to a form, now renamed as Update Survey. What you'll see is all the metadata you've already coded for that record. And then you should also be able to use this form to finish filling in the remaining fields. Please note that the buttons previously used for saving Create Survey and Create and Add Another have changed to Update Survey and Update and Continue Editing respectively. Please also note that Update and Continuing Editing will allow you to save your work and stay on the form. Now, let's shift gears and discuss how to create a new record using the second option, which is filling out a form that has been pre-populated with metadata from another record. This option is ideal for surveys that are made up of different waves, and at least one of its waves has already been documented on the EMM Survey Registry. For instance, let's imagine that you want to contribute metadata for a longitudinal survey. Then let's also imagine that a record for the first wave for this longitudinal survey already exists on the EMM Survey Registry, and you're now looking to contribute metadata for the recently completed second wave. The second option is thus the ideal choice in this case, as you'll be able to fill out a form that has been pre-populated with metadata from the first wave. And to actually do this, you just need to go to the Surveys page and click on the Actions button for the record from which you want to duplicate the metadata, like this. This will then open up a small pop-up button, Clone Survey, which you'll need to click. Once Clone Survey has been clicked, a pop-up message asking you if you want to clone the survey will appear. And then go ahead and click on Run Action to confirm. As you can see, you'll then be directed to a form that has been pre-populated with metadata from the record you've just duplicated or cloned. All the copied metadata can be reused and shaped as much or as little as you like. And as this form is structured and set up just like the blank form, you can essentially follow and consult the instructions described previously for filling out the blank form. Now, once you've finished filling out the form for your new record, whether it be via the first or second option, and you're satisfied with the metadata you've inputted, leave the record in draft status, and save your work one last time. Then, confirm in writing that your record is ready for review by emailing the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry at shock.project@sciencespo.fr with the subject line, Record, with your unique ID of your record in parentheses, ready for review. In the body of this email, you'll want to mention the unique ID of your record and the English name of the survey. You should also specify that you have read the conditions of use of the EMM Survey Registry and its metadata, and that you agree to have your contributed metadata attributed with the Creative Commons 1.0 Universal Public Domain Dedication License, accompanied by the following text. Our community norms, as well as scientific best practices, expect that proper credit is given via citation. Please cite both the EMM Survey Registry and the data producers when reusing the metadata. After receiving your email, the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry will work with you to review and validate the metadata of your record, which you've just submitted for review. And they'll follow an established multi-step and rigorous quality check process to do this. Throughout the quality check process, the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry will give you regular status updates. Nevertheless, you're always welcome to email the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry at shock.project@sciencespo.fr if you have any questions about the status of your record. Whenever the metadata for your record has finished the quality check process, the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry will obtain your permission to publish your record. Only after you provide permission will they switch the status of your record to Publish. Once a record status has been switched to Publish, the record will immediately become available on the front end of the EMM Survey Registry for all visitors to view and consult. This concludes Video 5, Creating a New Record on the Backend platform of the EMM Survey Registry.